Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Film Section podcast. Wow, that almost came out really weird. Um, I'm Chris,
And I'm Mark.
and this is episode 13, the season finale. Got got a little Groundhog Day for you. Not quite February, but it's Groundhog Day. Who cares?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's, it's great.
It's a movie that I think I said this earlier to you that I actually think this was the first time in my 27 years that I've actually seen Groundhog Day from start to finish. I had seen Groundhog Day, but I had always seen it on like TBS or TNT or something like that. At like, it was always in the scene where Bill Murray was like getting chocolates, like it was like always
Yeah.
at that fucking scene. Um, but that so it was always really cool, and it was a movie that like seeing it from start to finish definitely I think kind of changed my perspective a little bit, not in a bad way, just changed it a little bit of what I knew the movie was, and sort of that. I mean, like we'll get into it, but I feel like the main character that Bill Murray plays, what was his name? Phil, I think. Um, yeah, his name was Phil.
Yes. Phil.
He, I gotta be honest, it doesn't really feel like he has much of a character arc as much as he is like learning how to play the game throughout this movie.
This is true. No, he's just like slowly figures out that he's repeating the same day. What it's fun because I watched this, and right after I watched this, I was talking to my girlfriend, and I was like, "Is this why Bill Murray stopped really taking movie roles?" I was like, I watched Scrooged on Christmas, and I was like, I feel like this is almost the exact same movie, except we took a different holiday. And he went from, hey, I'm a fucking asshole, to like repeating the same day and becoming a nice guy.
I mean, kind of. I mean, Groundhog Day is such a great premise. And don't get me wrong, when watching the movie, it's like there's not much else I think you could do unless you go to like something like Happy Death Day, which is Groundhog Day, but like a
Yeah.
horror movie. Um, but I think the idea, especially for 1993, I believe, um,
Yeah.
it's I mean it's just a great idea for a story.
Oh, it is. No,
I mean
I agree.
it's
Just
amazing,
like,
but there is
it's
something
just,
about
it's
yeah.
just, yeah, it's just weird to me. It's just like, because I don't know, I think it's because I watched Scrooged, and I'm like, this seems like, I mean, in Scrooge, they're not repeating the day over and over again. I was like, but the lesson here is this guy's a fucking dickhead. And then they do something happens to him, and he becomes not a dickhead.
Yeah. Whereas in Groundhog Day, I feel like it's not. I don't know. So anyway, so the movie is about uh, this weatherman named Phil, who
Like, yeah, Phil.
gets sent basically to kind of like this sort of like little podunk town in Pennsylvania on Groundhog Day to see the groundhog see its shadow. Um, and essentially, this man just keeps reliving the same day over and over and over and over and over again, until whatever little curse or spell or whatever this is broken, where he essentially like where he finally gets his producer to spend the night.
I do like the fact that like once he is settled in the fact that he's gonna repeat every day, he like sneaks it. he like rolls up to things like catching that kid from the falling out of the tree, and
Oh yeah.
like
I
he
mean,
just so he gets so used to it.
yeah, and I like that in the movie. It doesn't take very long. It's the movie is an hour and like 40 minutes, and
It's a breeze. It's pretty breezy.
yeah, it goes by pretty quick. I mean, there's a little bit of like the pace kind of slows down a little bit when they go into like the romance stuff where Bill Murray is like really trying to like woo this girl. Um,
Yeah.
but it's by day 3, Bill Murray has already caught on to like what it is. He, you know, it was February 2nd. He woke up. It was the same, same day. He was kind of freaked out. He was like, "What the hell's going on?" Day 3, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna gaslight this one chick, and I'm gonna see, and and I'm gonna
He
make out
just
with her."
calls her a different name and she calls him on it and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so Bill Murray goes to a diner, and at this point, he knows already that tomorrow is going to be February 2nd. He's caught on to the whole repeating cycle,
yeah.
and he finds this girl, and he's just like, "What's your name?" And I think it was Nancy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was her name. Yeah.
And then he's like, "And what school did you go to?" And she's like, "Whatever high school, like Lincoln Valley High School or whatever." And
Yeah.
and he's like, "And who was your 12th grade English teacher?" And she was like, "Mrs. Walsh," or something like that. And he's like, "All right." And then he just stands up and leaves. And she's like, "Wait, what? Like, excuse me?" And and then the very next day, while he's walking up to do the newscast for Groundhog Day, he sees her and he's just like, Nancy
Yeah.
from Lincoln Valley High School, and she's just like, "What? I don't know you." And he's just like, "We sat next to each other in Mrs. Walsh's 12th grade English class." And she's just like, "Oh yeah." And he's just like, "I'm a weatherman now." And she's like, "Really? I should have figured you would have been a weatherman." And I'm like, "Yo, he just gaslit the fuck out of this woman." Like that part I was like, "Okay, hold on." Because he got her home or to his little bed and breakfast place. Um, and they start making out, and while they're making out, he calls her Rita. And
Oh, yeah. And she's like, Nancy. He's like, yeah, Rita.
yeah,
She's like, what the fuck? And he's
and,
like, she's
yeah,
like, Nancy. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Get out.
like, that scene, I was like, that might be a
I'm
little
gonna need.
problematic.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to fuck off. Thank you. All right. Sorry
Um,
about that. Um, that that is one of the funniest scenes in that movie.
it's funny, but it's very problematic. It's like
It's pretty
that's
fucked up.
like,
Yeah.
man, that's not good. And then he and so as each day repeats itself, he be kind of does more and more, figures out more and more. He starts to fall for his producer, played by Andy McDowell, and he is like smitten over this woman.
Very much.
And it doesn't. I gotta be honest. It doesn't really seem like there is much time to like start the attraction because she was a new producer to like their film station, and then
Yeah.
it was like the
Yeah.
day after, and he's just like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah. Like
a
he's just
little
like, yeah,
weird.
like her now.
Yeah, like pretty much. And so, um, but either way, he keeps trying every day to essentially get her to sleep with him. Um, that is
Mm-hmm.
like his goal. So he takes her out on dates, figures out what she likes, and every time he strikes out in the date, he wakes up, he does the day over again, and then he makes sure he doesn't strike out again until it keeps happening
Yes.
over and over and over and over and over again.
Hey, he's using his repeat of a day to figure out who this woman is.
Yeah, while also hopefully making himself better in the process, which is the
Yes,
thing that it's like I hope that that's what this movie is actually doing, is actually making him a better person and not just like I'm pretending to be a better person so I can get this woman in the sack.
it is. It is great in the sense that he goes through every day and knows every beat, and then inadvertently gets to know all these people in the town. He inadvertently gets to know all these people in the town, and then like it becomes less of a mission to get with this woman and more of just being a happy person,
Yeah,
because then by the end he's just like loves the town, because in the beginning he's like, oh, let's hurry up and get the fuck out of here, like
yeah.
he
Oh
can't
yeah.
he can't deal with it. And then like by the end he's like he knows everybody, he loves them all, he's
Hmm.
like celebrating them. So
He learns
I
how to
mean, I
play
guess it's not all
piano.
for the pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That
he learns how to
was a cool
like
part
carve
actually.
ice sculptures.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it's again, it's not a bad movie, but it's a movie where I feel like the you could tell that the writers and like everything were kind of maybe struggling a little bit to stretch this movie out because it is kind of a tough premise when it's because I think the issue with having the premise be your day is repeating itself and you're just stuck in this loop is you either make it too short and you don't like have enough resolve, or you either make it way too long and drawn out and you're just kind of getting bored with it. And so
Yeah.
I do feel like at this movie, again, I think at maybe like the hour mark or so, I started getting a little bit like, all right, let's, you know, like he doesn't need to fail. Like
It
we don't need to see every single time he's failing here.
it teeters. It teeters a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for the
Once
most
you're
part,
like,
it has really good pacing. It's just that little, like
yeah,
maybe like 10, 15 minutes, like right there, almost like at like the 2/3 mark of the movie is kind of like, all right, let's.
right.
But I mean, it's not
Yeah.
bad either way. I mean, it's directed by
No,
Harold
not at
Ramis,
all.
so it's like it's still directed really well. It's a really
Mhm.
funny movie,
Oh, for
you know,
sure.
which I mean, R.I.P. Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like I've seen more of Harold Ramis this year than I have ever.
he's making a comeback from the grave, dude.
Oh, where to go with this movie? I mean, you can't. There's not much to talk about because
There
it's just a
really isn't.
repeat of every day.
Yeah,
Like, I like this movie a lot, but it's hard to talk about it in this format, which I didn't think about when I picked it. But
well, I mean,
um,
it is just a fun movie.
oh, very much.
I think it's one of those like it's one of those like cable movies where if you
Mhm.
see it on cable, you watch it. Um,
Yeah, it's
you
one of
know,
those ones. It's. I'm pretty sure that I'm in the same boat as you. This might have been the first time I watched it from beginning to end. So it's one of those movies that if it's on TV, you've seen it, but you've seen
mhm.
it from different parts because you turn it on. You're just like, oh, Groundhog Day is on. Like
Yeah,
there you go, just throw it on
and I
for
mean
sure. I'm in the same boat there.
it's one of those things where
Oh,
it's where the premise alone is like you're intrigued and like you want to watch it, you want to see it just based off the premise
mm-hmm.
alone. Just like, oh, this shitty newscaster has to live every day over and over until he basically gets his act right,
Yes,
you know? Um,
yes, yeah.
and so I do like that. Again, it's tough because it's Bill Murray, so it's sort of like even by the end of of the movie where he's like a supposedly better character, just because of the Bill Murrayisms, it doesn't really feel like, it doesn't seem like he's that much better. It still seems like it's Bill Murray, but he's just trying to like seduce Andy McDowell. It's like, hey,
Right.
look at this ice sculpture
Right.
that I made of you.
Let the man be happy. He's trying to get a girl, man.
But so at the end of the movie, it's February 3rd. What do you think happens after that?
Um, they go back to the news station.
But at the end of the movie, Bill Murray is like, let's stay here. And like him and Annie McDowell are like so in love, even though for Bill Murray, he's known her probably like almost a year now. For Annie McDowell, she's
Her,
still only known
it's
him
like
like
a
a
day,
week. Yeah.
like a week, a day,
Yeah.
like a day, literally a day.
Yeah.
Because they stay there, and then the next day is repeated.
Yeah.
Because they go on Groundhog Day, and then the next day is repeated. It just goes back. Man, good for him. The charm on that guy.
But he had to work for a year to like that. That's
He
where like
did.
this weird gray area in the movie comes from, because I'm like, you kind of cheated. Like, I don't know how to feel about this movie, because if he, so now it's February 3rd. So
But he cheated within the same day.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
He just
what this movie proves is
adjusted.
that time
He
is
just
very
adjusted
relative.
it. Yeah, he adjusted things so that he didn't piss her off at any point.
Well, yeah, but now what happened? Because my thing is, so now what happens when it's 3 weeks down the
God.
road and he says something shitty, and she's like, "Oh, he can't get that do-over. He doesn't have that chance."
No.
It's like,
What if he screws up after?
that's what
Like
I'm
there's
saying.
no
It's
like
like
can't go to sleep. Oh my god.
I really hope that he learned his lesson by the end of this movie, because if not, in like 3 days, she's gonna dump him. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be February
Mm-hmm.
6th, and she's gonna be like, "All right, I'm your
Why am I the
producer."
most popular person at 10 o'clock at night? This is ridiculous. My phone will not stop buzzing.
Oh shit! My
Um,
phone always is not buzzing.
lucky you.
Lucky me, I have no
Lucky
friends.
you. Oh well, I wish I didn't have any.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just fucking the whole day I'm chilling, and then all of a sudden I go to do something. My phone's like, burr, 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 burr. Like you didn't want to bother me all day. Now you want to bother me when I'm doing so.
So I guess this movie had an estimated budget of 14.6 million.
Mhm.
Its opening weekend, it made 12.5 million. Its worldwide gross was 71 million.
Okay,
So I mean, it wasn't.
it did enough.
Yeah, I mean, not bad. I mean, it was enough, for the movie to obviously be known by a lot of people. Like, I don't know if I
People
would
like it.
exactly call this movie like a classic, but it's
Yeah,
popular. I would definitely call it popular.
for sure.
Um, this is a tricky movie to talk about, though.
Very much so. I
Produced
feel
by
like this
Columbia
episode's.
Pictures.
I feel like this cast is going to be more about other things than the movie.
Yeah, probably.
So just yeah, spit the facts. Let's go.
It's directed by Harold Ramis, R.I.P.
Yes.
Uh,
R.I.P.
Story by Harold Ramis, written by Danny Rubin. Stars Bill Murray as Phil, Andy McDowell as Rita. Damn. I don't know why it just dawned on me now that, okay, so Bill Murray was thinking of Andy McDowell while he was making out with Nancy.
Yeah. You
Okay, I didn't.
no
That never clicked.
no
Never clicked.
that made that part really funny, but
Yeah,
also very disgusting.
I'm an idiot. All right, I'm stupid. Anyways, Chris Elliott as Larry, the camera
Yeah,
guy,
the
not the
best
cable
guy,
guy.
the best person in that movie. The best person in that movie. That guy was
Stephen
awesome.
Stephen Tobe. I want to call him Toblerone. Toblowski as Ned, the super annoying guy.
Oh yeah, Ned, what's his name? Who's like the insurance guy?
Yeah, the life
Yeah.
insurance guy. Who else is in this? Anyone worth? Brian.
Bill Murray's brother.
Who is this guy? Come on, my computer's going slow. Brian Doe. Dow.
Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's Bill Murray's brother.
Why does he look like 30 years older than Bill Murray?
Uh, Maybe he's 30 years older than Bill Murray.
Oh damn.
Actually, I have no
Oh
idea. I never knew it was his brother until I heard something. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. It's the international movie database is freaking out right now. It's wigging out.
It's like, no, we don't want you to talk about Groundhog Day.
Well, I mean, what else is there really to say about Groundhog Day? Anyone who is watching or listening, what do you have to say about Groundhog Day? Do you like it? Do
Yeah,
you think
really.
Bill Murray is kind of skeezy in it? I think he's a little skeezy in it.
Part of the crickets on this podcast. Where are the people? Clearly, people are watching or listening because I can see it.
Yeah.
At least 20 to 30 of you.
Yeah, I downloaded fucking YouTube like analytics and everything now. And so just to like so I can actually see like what the viewer stuff is like. Our Home Alone episode is no, wait. Our Dodgeball episode is our most viewed episode in the within the last month. I think our most viewed episode overall is something else.
Was it the? It was one of those. It was like Houses October built, ain't it?
I think it was one of our found footage video. I could check. I really
It was one of them. I know it was one of them because I remember scrolling through to see like how many views each cast got, and I'm
mm-hmm.
pretty sure the highest one was one of those found footage ones. It was like Houses October built or something got like 75.
Yeah, it was House of October Bell got 90.
Yeah, there's more. Good.
Hey,
Can
yeah.
you watch them and can you comment or something? God damn.
Our home I don't know if you saw, but our Home Alone episode, um I didn't turn the comments off. YouTube did that automatically. I think it's because I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because of what we said. If people don't like Eight Crazy Nights, I'm not gonna say it now, just in case our comments get
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
off
yeah,
again.
yeah.
But I think it's because of what we said. If you don't like Eight Crazy Nights, then you are. I think that's why.
Oh man. Oh,
So
well, shit.
yeah, I thought that was
What
so funny
what what what
because I was
what
trying to
rating
read
would
what.
what happened?
Well, because I was
What
trying to
happened?
read, I was like, why did comments get turned off on my video? Like, I didn't turn them off. Um, and so I was looking through, and they're like, YouTube might like turn off commenting if they think that like one of your topics or something in the video is like too sensitive or
Controversial
something.
or
Yeah,
too sensitive, right?
yeah. So it's like, well, I don't think Home Alone itself was too sensitive. So I was like skimming the video, and I was like, oh, that could be it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking weird ass analytics.
Yeah. Um, But so that's Groundhog Day. There's really not much to it. It's a fun Bill Murray movie. Um,
Yeah.
what
Um,
I mean, what would you say are like your positives, I guess, about it? I I feel like I've been really harsh on this movie, even though we haven't talked about it for very
I
long.
I think as a whole it's positive, but I mean, like we were talking about earlier, like you can only do so much time with a movie that repeats itself. And yeah, there was a point where it was like, okay, come on. But I mean, I didn't feel too bogged down by it. I mean, if that was the complaint, that was my only complaint. And then kind of like that, it's just Bill Murray playing this
Same
essentially
old.
the same character he plays in everything,
Yeah.
which is also not bad. It's just like, all right, how many movies are you gonna do this for? Um,
Yeah.
but that being said, I'll give it like a seven. I give it like a 7 out of 10. I liked it. It's enjoyable, dude. It's not a classic, but it's a funny, enjoyable movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 or a 7 too. Um, is it is it my favorite Bill Murray movie? No, but it's a movie
Oh,
that like if I'm over at my parents' house and it's on TV, I'll watch it.
mm-hmm,
You know,
absolutely,
it's a solid
absolutely.
movie. It's a solid comedy.
Oh, what are we getting into now? We gotta talk about something here.
Well, let's talk about our most anticipated movies of 2022. This
All
is
right.
this is I think what the big brunt of our episode is about to be here. Um,
I mean, it works for a season finale. I mean,
right?
plus we're going into the new year. It's perfect. I
Right?
like it.
So
What do you
what is your what's your we'll do like our top 5 anticipated movies for 2022. Um,
hmm,
they might be the
can I
same, they
think
might
of
be different.
five?
That's fine.
Can I think of five? That's the question here.
Well, I'll start.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. You know what? I can look. I
My
know I have like a couple, but I don't know if I have five.
my number 5 is a movie that's coming out like next week. Is Scream 5 or the fifth Scream movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I am pretty yeah. I'm I'm very interested to see what's about to happen there.
Yeah, I want to see it. I'm excited. They got the crew back. They got, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Dave Arquette. Um, I think that's it for the original 3. But either way, it looks super fun. Um,
You were ready to list off so many
yeah,
names. You're like,
yeah.
wait, I think that's it.
Um, but no, it looks like fun. Um, it looks good. I'm excited. That is my number 5 most anticipated movie of 2022.
You know what mine is? You know what? You know what my number five is gonna be? Sonic 2. I had a lot of fun seeing the first one, dude. And I'm pretty interested in seeing what they're gonna do in a part two.
It was a fun
Um,
movie. I saw
dude,
the trailer
super
for it, and the
fun.
trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, super fun.
I mean,
Oh
Jim Carrey
boy.
looks freaking hilarious in it. I'm glad that they
Oh,
brought
he
him
looked
back.
he looked dude, he was like peak Jim Carrey in that movie. Like he was crushing it as Doctor Robotnik.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh my goodness. What is your number four?
my number 4. Um, there's a movie that I think it's in theaters now, but it's coming to Apple Plus. I think like next week or something. Um, and it's a movie called The Tragedy of Macbeth, and it stars Denzel Washington, um, Francis McDormand, and I think it's directed by Joel Cohen of the Coen brothers.
Hmm.
I also think it's an A24 movie. So
Oh my goodness, checks all your boxes, bro.
yeah, yeah. So for me, it's yeah. So that's my number four most anticipated.
Hmm. Boy, there's really whack shit coming out next year or this year or this get the oh, this cat is the worst. Um, it's a sad state, dude. A sad state. Is this? Oh man, no, I gotta save that for later. That's higher up on the list. Um, I'm going like all animated. And it's so funny. What is this? You know what? I didn't even know this was a thing, but now I'm looking forward to it. It's called Nope,
Oh,
and it
the Jordan
is
Peele movie,
the
right?
next movie directed by Jordan Peele. Yes, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Hell yeah.
There's not even a synopsis for this movie. I
Yeah,
don't care. It's gonna
yeah.
be great.
Oh yeah. It's yeah. I I loved Us. Um Jordan
Mm,
Peele's Us. I loved it. I love that, and I love Get Out. But I don't know.
Get Out was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I don't
Us.
know
Us was okay.
the aesthetic for Us. I think for me was just like
Oh,
it's a beautiful looking movie. Like it's just
yes,
beautifully
will
filmed.
agree. It was. There was like I don't know. I like the look, the acting, the sound, everything was great. I don't know. It was like an okay movie. I don't hate it.
Mhm.
It's just like, all right.
Yeah.
It was just fucking, dude. It was weird.
Yeah. It was.
Just weird.
Um
I didn't know what to make of it. Honestly, I can't say shitty things about it. It's just I don't fucking know what was happening. Like what was all that? It was
um,
crazy.
so my my number 3 most
Mm,
anticipated. We're getting into that top 3.
yes.
My boy Robert Eggers with The Northman.
Oh,
That movie is going to be
yes.
just wild. That movie is going to
Yes.
be so violent, so gritty, so Viking
Best.
massacre, just amazing.
It, it's gonna be the best thing that's ever come out in 2022.
Maybe, except for my number one.
Oh, my number one. I think my number one and your number one are about the same, my friend.
They're probably going to be the same. But what's your number 3?
You know what? Number three, I'm gonna go with the Northman too, because I got a two and a one. I got a two and a one. They're
Mm.
very definitive. They're very.
My number 2 um is a movie that I think, or at least I hope, pretty soon it's gonna start getting uh what am I saying? Marketing for it. There we go. Is Disappointment Boulevard, which should be coming out this year, which is supposed to be the Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix, A24 horror comedy.
Jesus, dude. They're just like, what do they do? They call you. They're like, is this okay? And you're like, that is the best thing ever. Please do it. They just call you. They just call you up and they're like, how about an A24 horror comedy directed by Ari Aster and starring Joaquin Phoenix? You feeling that, Mark?
Dude,
Yes, I would really like that. Okay, it's in production.
are you not feeling it?
I'm fucking totally feeling
Like,
that
that
shit.
sounds
Like that's
amazing.
amazing. That sounds amazing.
Like, if I mean, again, I most speculation from everything that I read online says that it's supposed to come out 2022. Um, but it just looks It just sounds just Joaquin Phoenix and Ari Aster in what supposedly is going to be like a 4-hour horror comedy. Like, I need to see this by A24. Like, come on.
Yes, agreed.
Um,
Where are we at? Top two?
yeah. So what's your number two?
Oh, number two, Across the Spider Verse.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all that needs to be said.
Um, I before I say my number one, I do have a couple of honorable mentions
Okay,
for movies that I am
sounds
just
good.
excited for, but I'm not like clamoring for. Lightyear should be cool.
Isn't it called? I thought that was called Star Command.
It's just called Lightyear. Um,
Okay, fair.
the
Either or.
the Bob's Burgers movie.
I thought that was a joke.
No, it's really coming out.
That's crazy. Good,
Um,
good for them, dude. That show's funny as fuck.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Sam Raimi, boy.
hmm
Sam
Um,
Raimi goodness. Finally, back in the MCU.
I'm hoping that it's good, but something about Thor: Love and Thunder is sort of like I feel like I'm not really gonna dig it that much.
I'm gonna tell you something about Thor right now.
Hmm.
Action, drama, comedy. There's not one fucking thing they can do for Thor that's gonna make me fucking like Thor.
I mean, Ragnarok wasn't bad,
I
but
mean, Fat Thor was cool, but that was Avengers, so it doesn't count.
yeah, that's true.
I will say that the first Thor movie, I had zero interest in it. And then I was like, you know what? I should watch these, because they're building a little universe. And I watched it and I was pleasantly surprised. Did that make it good? No.
See, I
I was
didn't
just
like the
pleasantly
first Thor movie
surprised.
or the second Thor movie. I only
The
liked
second
Ragnarok.
one is ass.
Yeah, it is.
The
Um,
second one is complete ass.
and then my last honorable mention before I say my number one is okay, hold on. I have two more honorable mentions. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
Halloween ends just because I just hope that we can kind of stop with Michael Myers now for a while. Um,
I wanted to. Halloween ends. I'll give it an honorable mention because I want this shit to fucking end.
yeah. And then two, just because I am so curious how they're going to do this. Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay.
I just got to see how they do it because Hocus Pocus for me is if you're a kid, it is such a great Halloween movie for kids.
Oh,
Um
definitely.
it's such a great Halloween movie for kids, but I don't know, and I think it's going like straight to Disney Plus, which I'm
Oh yeah,
also like
butt cheeks.
yeah, it's going to be straight booty. Um but my number one movie that I'm most excited for to
Here it
come out
is.
March 4th, The Batman. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's mine too.
Oh my god. Dude, this movie looks fucking ridiculous. Like
10 years ago, you all wanted to come from my boy Robert Pattinson because he was a glittery vampire. Look at him now, bitches. Look at him now.
it's so like it's funny to me. Like at first, or not at first, but like for a while, I would actually get like kind of like why do you have to talk shit like that? But now it's just funny to me when people say that like you got the glittery vampire boy playing Batman, and it's just sort of like
Yeah, that's old
you
now because he's
yeah
been in like 4 or 5, 6 things that
are amazing.
totally, totally negate your glittery vampire bullshit.
Like
Like,
dude,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. When fucking trying to think of what he was showing up in. Oh, dude, no, it was before that because I saw that movie. I saw that movie he was in that was like it had Pierce Brosnan in it. It was like a drama, it was sort of like the World Trade Center, like during the World Trade
oh
Center time.
remember me, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that was actually really good, and he was really good in it. but like I just remember thinking for a while, like, I'm supposed to take this guy seriously. Like,
I mean,
I get one sided sometimes, like, where I'm like, ugh, when I hate something so much that if I see somebody from it, I'm like, oh, this fucking asshole. Like,
I I'm sort of weird in the so my mom huge like read all the Twilight books, right? So once the movies came out, my mom would bring me, my dad, my brothers to the theater to watch the Twilight
mhm.
movies. So
Okay, I mean,
um
fair.
so I remember the first Twilight movie. I'm gonna be straight up. I actually kind of like the first Twilight movie. Not bad. The rest of them, not a fan of. But the first one, not bad. Robert Pattinson singing is good. It's good. Um, but I think the people that want to talk so much shit about Robert Pattinson being in Twilight, it's like Robert Pattinson talks shit about himself being in Twilight. Like, have you ever
Yeah,
watched his interviews?
he's
He hates Twilight.
he said I feel like he said somewhere that he took Twilight so he could take roles that he wanted later in his
Yeah,
career.
yeah, it
Like
was a good paycheck.
he played it smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, yeah, this movie's gonna make $1 billion, and I'm gonna be able to do whatever I want, which
Yeah,
is what he's doing now, which is all good stuff,
yeah. Like
all
for
good.
again for the people that just only know him from Twilight, it's like watch The Lighthouse, watch
Mhm.
Good Time, watch The Rover, watch High Life, watch Cosmopolis, watch
Absolutely watch Good Time. Absolutely watch that.
yeah.
Watch
But
the shit out of that movie.
his
Watch
acting
the
is so
fuck
like
out of
that's the
it.
thing is Robert Pattinson is such a good actor. He like there is a
I
reason
believe
why
that
I
he's
keep saying
that
that he's my
guy.
favorite actor. He is
Yeah.
he is that guy. Um
I believe he's that guy. Like he's the guy in Good Time. Like I have trouble differential. Like man, Robert Pattinson, what a piece of shit.
yeah,
But
oh
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, he's just acting. Like
He's
he's
acting the
very
hell
good,
out of it too. Yeah.
very good, just so good.
So yeah, so those are our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2022. What well, so as you said, this is the season 1 finale of the Film Section podcast. Um
Mm-hmm.
for the 90 viewers that we have, for the 26 subscribers I think that we have. Um thank you. Uh
Thank you, absolutely thank you. I mean,
this
I never expect anybody to watch the shit
yeah.
that
Um
I do or we do.
yeah.
Which so it's cool that somebody's watching, even though you guys aren't saying anything.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
You know, it's I mean this is just for us it's just a fun sort of kick back and chill and talk for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, hopefully to anyone listening, you know, it's just kind of kick back and chill and hang out for an hour talking with us. I you know, this first season was super fun. I think we did a wide variety of movies. like once
Very much so.
once we stopped doing horror movies, it just kind of went all over the place. Um
Agreed.
so it was super fun. This
Stay tuned.
channel this channel has a lot of stuff going on uh
Yeah.
this year.
As you saw, we already got the Talk and Schlock connection. We got episode 1. Episode 2 is coming soon. I'm actually going to record that tomorrow, I think.
Um yeah, for
And
you know, for anyone
we,
that watched our dodgeball episode, that's you know, Corey who guested on that episode. That's him and Chris doing a Talk and Schlock connection, talking about some fun B horror movies.
mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm.
I also am gonna have a series coming soon. It's just kind of the trying to script it is trying to edit it is really fucking hard. But
Doing like video essays and shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So but it's my little series is gonna be called "Will It Be a Classic?" where I'm gonna talk about movies that have come out, in the last couple of years, and see, kind of speculate on how people are going to feel about them in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And my first episode is going to be on It, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and just how much fun those are. And for season 2 of the Film Section podcast, we got some fun stuff coming up. This podcast, we're not taking a long break,
No.
We're
gonna take a longer break as it takes for me to watch these three films that we're gonna be talking about here.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to get technical? I mean, we could include the female version.
No.
No, you don't want to include the female version?
No, I just sounded like such a sexist there. No.
Hey, piece of shit. No, I know what you mean though. Like it's kind of when it goes to that movie, it's a completely different universe. It just includes one guy from this series of films. So I get it. You're not being a sexist. It's okay.
We will talk about for season 1 I keep saying that for season 2, episode 1 of the Film Section podcast, we are going to be debating. Actually, we're going to kind of change it up a little bit. We're going to debate the Karate Kid series, the first 3 movies with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. And the debate is basically going to be, is it classic or is it overrated? My take is that it's classic. Chris obviously is going to say that it's overrated. I am super excited to do that episode. I'm super excited for people to watch that episode.
Absolutely.
I'm so passionate. Cobra Kai season 4 just premiered. I've already watched that season through 3 times. I'm on my 4th
season
right
4
now.
You've already watched it?
Yes.
3 times?
Yes, it is so good.
I haven't even watched it once.
Dude, it is so good. I stayed up until 3 a.m. for it to drop on Netflix.
Goodness, dude.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'm watching this shit. I was so excited.
Oh my goodness. You're going in your 4th time watching season 4.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. And
I don't know. I haven't watched it 4 times.
You should.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God. Dude.
I think I watched the last season twice.
Oh my God. I want to do like a watch along with you for like season 4 because that shit.
Dude, I'm not going to, I don't ever want to debate you on this Cobra Kai show because I think it's amazing. Everything about this show is amazing. I love every last bit. It actually kind of redeems the series for me, so
it does. No, for sure. Cobra Kai retroactively makes the Karate Kid movies better. It does.
For sure.
I will fully
absolutely. All right.
But yeah, so
it's fucking season finale. Thanks for hanging with us. We got a lot more coming up as we discussed. So stay tuned. We're out of here.